morning everyone, you're all very welcome to Get a Weave On this snowy January morning. Here we are sitting under the Sika willow tree, and this is a Japanese willow. There are over 500 different varieties of willow. So today we're just going to look at some of them. We're going to walk through the willow beds first, and we're going to go back through the seasons. We're going to have a look at late summer, what's happening in the willow beds, and we're going to have a look at late autumn, early winter firstly. So enjoy that. So now that you've had a look at the willow beds through the seasons, we're going to have a look at planting willow and how to plant willow. And normally the indicator for planting the willow is once the leaf starts falling off, then we know it's time that we can start to actually cut the willow. So how willow grows, you'll see in the video, is from cuttings. And you see this Sika willow that I'm sitting on here. This was planted from a cutting of, this is how you do it, this is how you make a cutting. And it's normally pencil thickness or thicker and about 10 centimetres in length. So this would be a Sika cutting, and you can see all the buds on it pointing up to the sky, so you know what way to actually put it in the ground. And this cutting, this Sika that I'm sitting on, would have been planted 10 years ago from a cutting this size. So this would have been where it started, in the ground, and now it's growing into this fabulous structure. So we're going to go down now, back down now to the willow beds, and we're going to plant some willow. So here we are down in the willow beds, and today we are harvesting the willow for planting on and then for weaving as well. So you can see we've got two different varieties of willow here. They're both Salix purpurea, but just two different varieties of Salix purpurea. So when you're cutting, you cut right into the very end of the rod. So it's called the butt, the B-U-T-T, the butt end, the heavy end. And you gather those in small bundles with all the butt ends together at one end. These two particular varieties are fine willows, so they'd be nice for small projects, using for small projects and basket weaving. Dicky Meadows is a very popular willow for basket making. So you gather them into bundles. We're just going to carry them down now to their new planting place. So you can see I have the ground already mulched here. This is recycled plastic I'm using that I got from the local agri centre. They get fuel briquettes and coal wrapped in it. It's going to end up in landfill, so I can use it for planting my willow. It's important that you mulch the ground with something, because the weeds and grass will grow up around your cuttings and choke them. Now I'm grading the willow, I'm looking at the different sizes, and I'm now cutting lengths of 30 centimetres, and these ones are going to be planted into the ground. We normally use pencil thickness or thicker. So you make a hole through the plastic with something sharp. I'm using a bodkin here, which is a basket maker's tool, but you can use a sharpened screwdriver or anything sharp you have. And you're going to push the willow with the heavy end into the hole, down about 3/4 way. And between cuttings here, I'm putting approximately 30 centimetres. This particular variety is a small, slim variety, so it doesn't need too much space. So now we've moved on to our second row. So I'd recommend, for this variety, I'd recommend 90 centimetres between the rows. Don't forget, you have to actually get in between the rows and cut the willow. And the orange string that I'm using there, that's just to make a straight line. So this time, well, late autumn, early winter this year, 2021, you'll be able to harvest your new willow. So you could use this willow for making arty little Christmas decorations like the willow stars and the Christmas trees. You can also make your Christmas wreaths with this willow. And for basket weaving purposes, I don't use fresh semi-green willow. I let willow dry out completely for a year for basket weaving purposes. So enjoy making your projects with your new willow materials. So today we have looked at different varieties of willow through the seasons, how to grow, how to plant them, how to harvest them, when to plant them, when to harvest them. So next time I visit ye and ye visit me here in Kildare, in Sally Gardens, we're going to have a look at how we can use willow in our garden, in our own back garden. So next time I'm going to show you how to make a plant support or an obelisk. How to, for all those beans and peas and sweet pea that you're growing at the moment. And we're also going to look at living structures for the garden. So we're also going to look at how to make an arch in your garden. Okay, and don't forget as well, when you are growing willow, you're actually providing food for the bees. So the willow is the first thing in my garden to actually produce these little catkins, and they will pollinate, and the bees will be busy here in a couple of weeks' time. So that'll be the first food. So you're looking after your biodiversity. And so keep weaving, and this is the season for planting, so get out to the garden and do a little bit of planting. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.